Hi there folks, Borislav247 here with another Days Gone video from my sub-challenges series, where I show one specific challenge and break down all the sub-challenges that lie within it. And on this video, it's the Dead Don't Ride challenge that gets my full attention. Now, throughout all my time playing these challenges, I've never really taken the time to go into great detail about the sub-challenges that need to be completed. Well, all that is going to change, as I intend on showing all 12 challenges in this video series, and then breaking down and showing every sub-challenge completed in as easy a way as possible. And trust me when I say this folks, a lot of these sub-challenges can be simplified. Now then, before I take the time to explain all of these sub-challenges, the one thing that I always have to do is to change the information on screen. Because at the start, what you're seeing like this is the bronze level requirements for all of these sub-challenges. I, of course, am only interested in the gold standards for all of these sub-challenges. So let's get this information changed right now. Right then, now that the gold requirements for the sub-challenges are on screen, let's go through them. And I'm very pleased to say that all of these sub-challenges are fairly self-explanatory. Now I'll start with Close Call. It basically says park close to 12 survivors. This basically just means that the first 12 people that you pick up with your cart, you just have to be close to. If you do that, that's it. The gold on this sub-challenge is assured. Simple as that. Now, the second sub-challenge is 5-star driver. This requires you to drop off 9 happy survivors. Basically, when you pick up anyone, you have a limited time to get them to their destination in as quick a time as possible. They start off happy, but if you take too long, that status changes to neutral, and then it eventually changes to unhappy, which does affect the scores. But the whole idea of this particular sub-challenge is simply making sure that you get them there before the first time limit runs out. And you will see on screen something that gives you an indication as to how long you have in order to do this. Now, the third sub-challenge is called Wild Speed. This requires you to drop off 4 hard survivors. Now, the hard survivors can be identified by one simple trait. All of the people that you pick up are in a circle that is highlighted. Now, any of the hard survivors are basically in a dark red circle. That is how you identify them. And basically, as long as you get them from one place to another, you will get this job done. You just need to drop off 4 of them. Worth noting, it doesn't matter whether you drop them off happy or on a neutral status or unhappy. As long as you get them dropped off, they will count. And on to the final sub-challenge, which is called Street Sweeper. This is probably the hardest of the 4. This requires you to run over 20 swarmers throughout the course of one run. Now, because this one can be quite problematic, I'm going to take this particular sub-challenge out first. And after that, I am going to take out the other 3 sub-challenges altogether, because they are all very closely related, as in they work hand in hand with each other, the other 3, but Street Sweeper does require some extra special attention. So now that they are all explained, let's get on to the setup page. Right then, the setup for this challenge is a very unique one indeed, because you're basically using an indestructible cart with permanent boost. Because of this, there are no rings whatsoever that will actually help you for this challenge. So let's get to the first sub-challenge. Right then, on to the sub-challenge Street Sweeper, and I like to take care of this on its own because this one can be problematic, but this is the run route that will get it done. It's simplified so that it will get all the swarmers that you need without having to do the entire challenge. Now, I start off by picking up that passenger, dropping them off here, and before I go to the second pickup, I'm looking to take out 4 nearby swarmers. That's the first, second's right there. From here, the third isn't far away. I'm just heading up a bit here, then it's a U-turn. The 4th one is a little bit difficult to spot, but there it is. And from here, This is the second passenger that I'm looking to pick up. The drop-off isn't very far away, but it's very important that you get those two in place, because if you don't, then this third pickup simply will not exist. It appears after you get those first two in place. Now this one is hugely important because there is no less than 5 swarmers that you can hit when heading to the drop-off. And that's one of them. Here's the other 4. Your speed's got to be on full, and that boost button has got to be held in order to get that jump done. After this, there is only one pickup here that you have an option of. You really have to take it because it keeps the time going to the point where, because every time you pick up a passenger, you get so much extra time added onto the clock in order to make the drop-off. If you just try going for a swarmer without actually using a pickup and drop-off, you will struggle. So from here, I'm actually looking to head to this one right here. This is another very important one because there is another 4 swarmers that you can basically hit en route to the drop-off for this one. So this one up here, I'm just slowing down a bit just to make sure that I definitely get it. You don't need to be going absolutely flat out all the time on these ones.
Thanks, man.
It's just basically making sure every time that you hit the swarmers that are available. So from here, I'm looking to pick up this passenger. Now, this is the route I take, but there is another swarmer, and you'll see it up on the road here on the right. I'm looking to take that one out, and then I'm looking to get to the drop-off point. And I have got a neutral drop-off. It does not matter. All I am interested in is the swarmers. So from here, now I'm going to a very specific pickup indeed. And it's this one right here. It's very important for the fact that it is taking me over to another section where there is a lot of swarmers. And this area that I'm going to now actually has 8 swarmers very nearby. And as you can see on screen, I only have 6 more in order to get this sub-challenge done. So this is going fantastically well at the moment. Now then, once I've dropped off this passenger, the next one that I'm looking for, very important, needs to be the one just at the bottom of this bridge section here. Because the route that you have to take in order to get to the next drop-off will take you past a number of swarmers. There's 4 on this bridge, so I'm going to take out 2 of them right there. There's another one in this hill here. Just slowing down to make sure I get him. And there is another one there, but that's okay. I've missed that swarmer, but it's fine because I'm basically looking to get that swarmer on the way back. So at this point, I only have 3 more swarmers in order to complete this sub-challenge. Now, I have a failsafe built into this route as well, because if you happen to miss 1 or 2 of the swarmers that I've shown throughout this run route, there is another 2 that you can pick up very nearby in terms of kills. That's me got the 20 now, but further up here, there's another swarmer right there, and if you just turn at this point, there is another swarmer right there. But that is it, I've got the job done, and although the cart is indestructible, you can drown if you go into deep water. And that is the easiest way to bring this challenge to an end. So there we go. That is a job very well done. If you follow that route, you will have no problems. Right then, because I managed to get a silver score on this challenge while taking out that first sub-challenge, let's take a look at the patch perk that you unlock for Dead Don't Ride. I'm afraid to say, it is fucking awful. Your bike slows down less when running over enemies. Who gives a shit? Anyhow, on to the last 3 sub-challenges, and it is an awful lot easier if you just look to take all 3 of these out together, so let's do this. Right then, on to the last 3 sub-challenges, which are Close Call, High Speed, and 5-star Driver. And as well as this, I intend on getting a gold score while taking care of all these 3 sub-challenges. So, The first one, which I'm looking to automatically take care of, although I'm not paying that much attention to it as I'm going through this run, is close call. Every time I am picking up a passenger, I'm just making sure that I'm close to them. Now this one here, yeah, that's as close as you can really sort of get to that one. And although I am facing the wrong way for the drop-off, it doesn't matter. The first drop-offs are really quite generous in the amount of time that you have in order to get a happy drop-off. And that brings me very nicely to the other two sub-challenges, because these ones really do work hand in hand. The reason why I want these two taken out together is simply this. Basically, it gives you more attempts at getting the happy drop-offs, because some of these routes that you have to take can be a little bit trickier. In fact, this one especially that I'm now about to take, this is one of the hardest drop-offs that you will ever have to make in order to get one that is happy. There is so many things that can go wrong on this one. So by basically choosing to take on the high speed and 5-star driver, you're giving yourself a lot more opportunities in order to get these 9 happy drop-offs. And another reason why I basically want to take care of the 5-star sub-challenge and the high speed together is this, because by taking care of the 9 happy drop-offs earlier on, when it comes to the 5-star driver sub-challenge, where you have 4 far longer drop-offs to make, you have a great deal more time in order to get them done. Even if you don't get any of these hard ones as happy drop-offs, you will still have the time to actually get from one destination to another. So at the moment, it's going very well. You just need to make sure every time get nice and close to the person that you're about to pick up. And so far, I've got 7 of the 12 that are required for that particular sub-challenge. And at the moment, I'm actually doing very well on the happy drop-offs as well. Now then, at this point, I just have 2 more drop-offs happy-wise in order to get the high-speed sub-challenge taken care of. And this is one of them. Thankfully, the last 2 that I have left are easy passengers, because they're basically in the yellow circles. So usually it basically means that it's the shortest distance ones. So after I have taken out this particular drop-off here, then I'm looking to take out the 4 hard survivors. So I have got 4 specially selected to get this job done, because as you can see now, there are quite a lot of red circled ones here. This is the first one I always recommend that you go for. Now, the hardest part of this particular one here, honestly, is the trees at the very beginning. So even if you just have to take it a little bit slower until you pass that section, and then you can just really go for it. As you can see, it is quite a long way away, but as long as you've got the boost on here and you're holding down the accelerator, it really isn't that bad. You don't have to worry about the bumps and whatnot. The kart is indestructible. So that is a nice easy one to start with there. Now from here, I'm looking to head over to my left, and it's the one over there by the big antenna. And again, I'm still looking to park close. That's about as close as I can really get there, but it does count. Now this particular one here is made so much easier if you basically start by going off to the right there. Makes for an easier landing, and then from there, you're just looking to head down this way. And I will admit, my path that I take here might seem a little bit risky. If you're not comfortable trying to take a route like that, just follow the road. Okay, that is the second of the hard drop-offs taken care of. So from here, I'm now looking to head right over to the far side. You can see 2 there, but it's the one on the right-hand side I'm interested in. And yep, there we go. That is the close call now taken care of. Although I do have a number of other drop-offs that would have got the job done, you really want to get it out of the way as quickly as possible. And for this particular one, it is quite a long distance to get to where you need to go to, but if you just follow this route and you don't mind the bumps, it's honestly not too bad. So there we go, that is 3 of them now taken care of. Now the last one I am actually looking to leave, because I did say earlier on, if you're still struggling to get some happy drop-offs, there is 2 very short ones that I'm now going to take care of, and this is the first of them. These 2 that I'm now going to show are really good because they are very easy. They are pretty much just straight line stuff in order to get to the destinations. The only problem you have with that one there is a police vehicle. Now, for the second one, it's right up here. Now, I am heading over towards the person, but I've already taken care of the close call. But if you hadn't taken care of it by now, you have the option there. And again, as you can see, it's a very short drive indeed to get to this one, and they're very generous with the time there. So, now that this is taken care of for those 2, the last hard survivor drop-off I'm now going to take care of, and it's this one right here. Now, what makes this one so good is basically that you can follow the road for the majority of the route that you need to take in order to get to the destination. So there is a blockade there, just go around it and then immediately get back onto this road section. And you follow it basically until you get to these trees here on the right, and immediately after those you're looking to turn to your right. And from here you're just heading down towards the light. And once I get to this drop-off area, that will be the 5-star driver sub-challenge completed. And as well as that, I now have a gold score as well, because the gold score requirement is 80,000 points. Now, if you don't have the gold score at this point, there are plenty of other passengers that you can still pick up. You can see the lights basically showing you where the areas are that you pick them up from. So you still have a lot of options if you don't have the job done by now. As I have, I am now heading into the water there, but that is how it is done. Close call, high speed, 5-star driver and a gold score all taken care of. I don't like taking care of all of them normally in that sort of way, but for this particular challenge, I feel it is essential because they all help each other. So now that all that's taken care of, I'll just head back to the main setup page for Dead Don't Ride and just take a look at what the gold level patch perk consists of. And there you have it. Your bike slows down less when running over enemies. 20% enemy impact reduction. It is a load of shite, and you might question whether it is worth going through all that hassle for such a piss poor patch perk. But at the same time, if you are going for a gold score, i.e. if you're a trophy hunter, then yes, you're going to have to take care of some of these to get it done. But that is it, folks. That is the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all enjoyed it. Take care.